Oh yeah, kudos to South Africa. Unfortunately for them, now they have to face the big boys. They
Yes.
have to face Nigeria in the semifinal. Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching or listening to us from. This is the Naija FC Podcast. As always, I'm your host, AyoT, and I have with me my co-host.
Smith Layi, thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you very much for joining us yet again, guys. We appreciate all your support, all the views, all the listens, all the downloads. It's keeping us going. And today we have another exciting episode for you. We are still in AFCON mood. We are still talking about the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. We said on previous episodes that we think this is the best AFCON I've ever seen. And the competition continues not to disappoint. We're seeing very interesting matches. We are recording this on Saturday, February the 3rd. So we've just seen the end of the quarterfinal stage of the tournament. And yeah, we'll do a recap of the quarterfinals. We'll talk about each match that went on. We'll, of course, do our predictions for the semifinals. And then, as always, please engage with us. Let us know what you think, what you agree with, what you disagree with, and let us know your predictions as well. So Smith, like before we get into the individual games, quarterfinal stage done. You know, is this AFCON still giving everything that you expected it to give?
Yes. I think despite that, the quarterfinals, saw favorites winning the, like in favorite or slightly favorite winning the game, but
Mm.
it will never disappoint. You saw the game against Nigeria and Angola. It came close. You saw Mali, the drama between Mali and Ivory Coast. You saw DR Congo and Guinea. You saw the one that went to penalties. A goalkeeper saved 4 penalty kicks. In the game. You can't just. It doesn't disappoint. That's my opinion, and I'm happy that this is like AFCON, the best ever AFCON I've ever seen.
Okay, and you've talked about the highlights of what happened. So let's dive into it. The first quarterfinal match was the Super Eagles of Nigeria against the Sable Antelopes, Black Antelopes, whatever I want to call them, of Angola. With all due respect to them, it was a match that we had both predicted the Super Eagles to go through. And Nigeria ended up winning the game 1-0. With a fantastic first half strike by Ademola Lookman after some impressive wing play by Moses Simon to set up the goal. Um, this game was a game that was hotly contested. The Super Eagles lined up in our now regular 3-4-3 formation and an unchanged side from the team that beat Cameroon in the round of 16. It was a very, I'll say, interesting game. A game with a lot of shots, 13 shots for Nigeria, 10 shots for Angola. And in the third minute of the game, Angola had the massive opportunity to take the lead. An effort by Mabululu that Stanley Nwabali, glory be to God, he recovered on time to be able to play this match, made a fantastic save to deny Mabululu. From there, Super Eagles kind of fought their way back and came back into the game, and then it was hotly contested, and then in the 41st minute was when we saw Iwobi play a ball out to Zedu to Moses Simon. Simon skips past his defender and then finds Ademola Lookman with a fantastic left-footed strike, the roof of the net, and then we take the lead. In the second half, we had Nigeria few opportunities to score another goal, but we couldn't really take it. Osimhen, of course, had a goal that was disallowed, a fine header, that went into the back of the net that got disallowed because of a slight offside. And in the end, we got our 1-0 victory. Bismillah, what did you think of the Nigeria versus Angola match? Was it everything that you expected or more?
I actually was expected more from Nigeria. I think would have used that game to make a statement. That we actually was here in this AFCON. But like I told you earlier, when we were doing our preview, you said that won't be a shame for us to go into a game against Angola and be conservative. I said it would be a shame if Nigeria crashes against Angola. So I think your prediction and my prediction similar. Facero went for the conservative approach. When we scored the goal, we made sure that we kept everything, tight at the back, and we took a 1-0 lead. So, well, I'm happy we're in the semifinals, but sometimes you just want that excitement. I just want that extra goal. I want like 1-0 that extra goal. But for me, the most important thing is that we actually we qualified, but not with like our sitting on the chair, on the edge of the chair, because I remember the chance that the true ball in between our defense when the striker struck the post. I had
Yeah.
my heart in my mouth. I didn't know exactly what was going on until kudos to Wabali, he spread himself well, so it was very difficult for the guy to place the ball. So it was a game that we thought it's going to be a Nigerian straight win, but there's so many events in that game that really really bother me a lot. So for me, I'm still happy that Nigeria won.
No, well said. And I will say that was probably the game that there were a few, heart in mouth moments for the Super Eagles. Like I mentioned earlier, the first chance that Angola had, if they had scored that goal, only God knows how the rest of the game would have gone. One thing
Mm-hmm.
that we haven't seen yet under this new setup for the Super Eagles, we haven't seen how the team reacts to going a goal down because
Mm-hmm.
we haven't considered even, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been very interesting to see if we consider the third-minute goal against Angola.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you cannot, if you are losing in the third minute, you can no longer say, okay, we're going to sit back and allow you to have possession. You have to come out and you have to come out and play. So I think it would have made the game interesting for the neutrals, but it would have also made it a very tense game for us. And of course, when you're coming out to play, there's always the chance of getting hit on the counter attack.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned, the chance that Angola had that hit the post, we'll give kudos to our goalkeeper, even though he didn't make the save there, but just coming off his line very quickly, making him, they always say goalkeepers, when you're in a one-on-one situation, if you cannot exactly predict where the striker is going to shoot, just make yourself as big as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what Stanley Nwabali did. Made himself huge, and then fortunately for us, the ball hit the post. Every good team, every champion, every winner, every once in a while needs that little bit of luck, to just get you over the line. Whatever you do in life, you need a little bit of luck to just
Mm-hmm.
get you over the line sometimes. And thankfully we had our lucky moments. Hopefully we don't rely on luck, going forward. But for this game, I think it was a good one. There were a few standout players in my opinion, some players that were absolutely, quality in that game. The man of the match was Moses Simon, assisted the goal, ran the defense ragged. Moses Simon, I think, for someone that was probably our best player at the last AFCON, maybe he was saving his big moment for the quarterfinal, because throughout the
Mm-hmm.
group stage, throughout the first match of the knockout round against Cameroon, he didn't really look so exciting. People were complaining about him, but the coach kept the faith in him, and Moses Simon went out there and delivered a quality job. I give him a lot of kudos for his performance. I would say Frank Onyeka, Frank the Tank. After the first 2-3 matches where he was a little bit shaky, we're not really sure what his role was. In the game against Cameroon, he came to life, and then again in this match against Angola, he really burst in that midfield. Running tirelessly up and down the field, and then putting in You can see he's putting his body on the line. He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
care whether he's going to get hurt or he's going to get injured. He's putting his body on the line for the country, for the team,
Mm-hmm.
and it is absolutely amazing to see. I would also give kudos to Alex Iwobi. This Iwobi one is a very interesting one, because even personally, I think he had a good game against Angola, but I've still seen some people on Twitter, I'll be on X, that are saying that Iwobi is not doing well, he's costing the team, and I think a lot of people just don't understand that Iwobi is not playing in an attacking midfield role for Nigeria. His job is to keep possession, is to progress the play, advance the play, is to pass it to the wingers, to the forward players, for them to go and make something happen. And I think that a lot of fans are expecting Iwobi to, maybe they want him to take the game by the scruff of the neck and go and make something happen. But that's not really his role in this team, or playing in this system at the very least, even if you're not saying the team in general. I personally think he had a good game. I liked his intention, even when his passes were not necessarily hitting the target. The intention that he was playing those passes with, trying to progress our game, I thought he had quite a good match. And then his long balls were very accurate. 7 out of 8 long balls completed. I think Iwobi had a good game. And then, of course, just quickly, I'll give kudos to William Troost-Ekong in defense. He has been pocketing every striker since we've been playing this tournament, this system. And then, of course, Stanley Nwabali in goal. It's always good to have a good goalkeeper. I think every team that wins tournaments, usually has a good goalkeeper for them. And thankfully, Nigeria have a good goalkeeper. For you, who, I guess I might have spoken about all of them, but who were your standout players?
For me, I have to actually mention my joker. As you
Mm,
predicted from the start, Adama Lukman. I think he's a player that is now a lot of Nigerians can now know that this guy is the real deal. So it's not as if because he didn't play through Nigerian youth system. It's not, it's now, it's now playing the games. It's now actually what performing well for Nigeria. I'm really impressed with Lukman, and also you mentioned Moses Simon too. Fantastic player. In fact, he ran in this game. He did. I remember the game against Egypt in 2019. So similar game, he ran the Angola and Chile people what ragged, and I'm actually really happy for what Simon did. So see, you can't fault any of their effort, honestly. Even those that came in, Alassane Yusuf, his first touch was like a true pass.
Fantastic
So
pass. Yeah.
yeah, fantastic pass. So you can't just fault anybody for actually what doing well. So see, one thing that actually what that stood out for this team is that the collective efforts. The collective effort is the main thing, honestly, and I'm really, really impressed with them. I hope that they can stay like this to the next game against South Africa.
Okay, and like we said, Nigeria through to the semi-finals. And then we'll talk about the next quarterfinal match that took place. This was a game between the DRC, DR Congo, and Guinea. This one was also an interesting match. Guinea took the lead in the 21st minute through a Mohamed Bayo penalty. And, they thought, we're cruising, things are going well. But in the first half, not even too long after, Chancellor Mbemba scored. It was from a corner kick, a decent set piece. The ball fell to him and on his left foot, and it was a fantastic strike. He equalized. He's the one that made the mistake for the penalty, so it was good for him to quickly just get the equalizer and pick himself back up. And then in the second half, Yohan Wissa, the Brentford man, teammate of Frank the Tank Onyeka, scored from the penalty spot to make it 2-1. And then a fantastic, clever free kick towards the end of the game by Otto Masuaku. And then DR Congo finished 3-1 winners and advanced to the semi-final as well. Smith, what did you think of this game between DRC and Guinea?
DRC qualified from the group stage with 3 points. They drew their 3 games. And a lot of people have been thinking that this DRC is like, employing a conservative approach to their games. But I think, they were let loose. The Leopards were let loose against Guinea. And, they took over that game right from when they considered. And I was really impressed with what they did. The funniest thing is this. In this AFCON, they were one of the teams that have the highest foreign born in their squad. And players that born in France, born in England, coming to play for their country. Fantastic team, fantastic team. I'm really, really impressed. I watched them against Morocco. I watched them against Egypt. This team is solid. I would like to see them play against Ivory Coast. Really entertaining, and kudos to Guinea too. They put up a good fight, but it wasn't enough against a very talented DR Congo side. The peak of the game was the goal by Masuaku. And nobody expected him to place the ball exactly where what actually did. So I was really impressed with actually what DR Congo did. And I'm expecting a very tough semi-final against Ivory Coast.
And that's another thing. The AFCON, man, we've seen so many beautiful goals in this tournament. I would say, Nigeria is the only one that we've not scored any screamer yet. I think the goal that Ademola Lookman scored against Angola is probably our best goal of the tournament so far.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the semis we can score something more beautiful. I mean, even if we don't score beautiful goals, as long as we win, I'll be happy. But at the same time, it's always nice to see your team score a beautiful goal. And like you said, DR Congo, very talented side, well played. I like the way their team comes together. Even though they allow opponents to have most of the ball in this game against Guinea, they had only 37% possession, but they still took more shots. They had the same number of shots on target. And all in all, they just played a fine game. And if you haven't seen that free kick goal by Masuaku, go watch it, because I think it was not only just a beautiful free kick, I think it was a very clever free kick as well for him to attempt. Very audacious. And thankfully it went in and his team got the W. Okay, moving on to the third quarterfinal match. We had Mali playing against the host nation, Ivory Coast. This game, the drama, man. We had both predicted Ivory Coast to win this match, so it was a very intense one. First of all, I don't know what Kosonu ate or drank before this match, but boy, teammate of Victor Boniface, He came into this game as if he was drunk. He was just
Yes.
doing anyhow. He couldn't get his from the very beginning. He couldn't get his bearing. Unfortunately, he considered a foul in the 16th minute that led to a penalty. That was the first opportunity that Mali had to take this game into their hands. But unfortunately, the penalty was missed, saved by Yahya Fofana, the Ivorian goalkeeper. And then the game goes on. Teams are struggling, teams are battling. Mali, to be fair to them, they showed a lot of fights, they showed a lot of quality in this game. And then,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, this second one, honestly, I feel like it was very, very avoidable. But the attacker was just turning and cooking him. And Kosunu goes and commits another foul, and then gets his second yellow in the 43rd minute. So, still in the first half, he gets his second yellow, is sent off. And then from there, honestly, in my mind, I was like, Mali now, it's all on you to just take this game and to win this game. I was already thinking that we're going to get our prediction wrong because Mali are about to beat Ivory Coast. But they kept on trying and they were just not able to get a goal. And then, come the moment, come the man in the 71st minute. What a hit, man. Nene, the Malian player, he got the ball outside the box. And I was thinking, like, close this guy down, close this guy down. The Ivorian players, for some reason, were not reacting quickly. And he set himself up and he took a fantastic strike. Again, this AFCON has been full of beautiful, beautiful goals. It was a fantastic hit. The Ivorian goalkeeper, Fofana, he could not even move. It was just, I think sometimes are the most beautiful goals. When the goalkeeper just watches as the ball is entering and it's just like, man, it was a fantastic strike. And then from there, it was all on Mali. Can you guys just be controlled, be compact, and see out the rest of this game? You're leading 1-0, your opponents are one man down. Maybe you can just see it out. But no, in the 86th minutes, the coach makes a sub. He takes off Jean-Michel Seri and brings on Simon Adingra, former teammate of Boniface. Boniface has plenty of friends that were involved in this match. And Adingra comes, and then in stoppage time, I think it was 90 plus 5, when Adingra gets the equalizer for Ivory Coast. And I will tell you, as soon as Ivory Coast equalized, I just knew that now they're going to take this game. Even if it's on penalty shootouts, I'm like, yeah, Ivory Coast are going to take this game. And then we obviously went into extra time. It was another intense battle in extra time, going back and forth. And then again in the 120th minute, 2 minutes into stoppage time in the second half of extra time, Fofana plays a good ball, and then Diakite, I was a Fofana played a good ball. The ball came into the box, Fofana took the shot, it got blocked sort of, and then it deflected and then landed at the feet of Diakite, and then he plays it in. And it becomes 2-1. But the most hilarious thing, which I think is slightly unprofessional as well, for him not to be aware, is that he scores a goal in the 122nd minute, and then he takes off his shirt while he's already on a yellow card.
Yeah.
So now the Akite gets sent off and then he's going to miss the semi-final match. As happy as he was to score that goal, I think that as a professional player, you have to be aware that I'm on a yellow and I cannot take off my shirt in that moment. Even if you want to raise your shirt, or something, you cannot take it off because you're going to get sent off. And I think, hopefully it doesn't come back to bite them. Maybe in fact some people will be praying that it comes to bite them. But
Yeah.
I just think, like, how do you make a mistake like that? As a professional player, you should be aware. But yeah, Smith Layi, what did you think of this game between Mali and Ivory Coast?
You said it all. No, nothing to add. But just like the few things you mentioned, Kosono. I don't know what the type of thing that he drank before the game. Maybe it's Pami, or there's something that they are. I don't know. Before you said that he committed the penalty, the foul that led to the penalty. Before then, it was saved by VAR. Remember? He handled the ball. Remember?
Yeah,
It was
yes.
saved by
He had he
VAR.
had he had already done a handball, yes, because it was offside.
He was offside. So
Yeah.
everything. If they had to rate him today, maybe it's going to be 0.5 or minus 3 itself out of 10. Because everything that he touched today, maybe I was saying, maybe he was thinking about Bayer Leverkusen. Because Stella is collecting his jersey. I don't know. Yes, maybe he was thinking about it. And that boy does go to the look at the goal. So maybe everything was wrong. I think the guy needs to sit down because if mistaken, I think it's already out of the AFCON. Honestly, maybe it's going to play the third place. Third place. I just think that you said everything. Or Mali. For Mali, I thought Busoma should have came because it'd be introduced earlier to come and see us the game because I think the Malian coach we know that we ruined that opportunity now because when Adara came out, I think it would have been Busoma that should have been introduced instead of just to experience and try and cope all this Fufana in the midfield because I knew that it's a big player too. You were able to do that job for them, but unfortunately, I tipped Mali to be to be on the underdog, like the outsider, to win this AFCON, but they were close. But unfortunately, inexperience and everything crippled in, but they will come back stronger. I know.
No, yeah. And I think that's a good point that you made there. When you have a player like Yves Bissouma on your bench, quality player can, strong on the ball, can help you to advance possession, can help you to keep possession a little bit more. And you don't bring him on, you end up losing like this. I mean, you don't bring him on early enough. They brought him on eventually. But, the coach might be wishing that he could take it back and make different moves. But at the same time, that's football. It could have brought him on and he's the one that would have gone to sell game and Ivory Coast would have scored. We don't really know what is going to happen. So I mean, as a coach, that's one of the things you live and die by the decisions that you make. So I'm sure the coach might be sad about it, but at the end of the day, you never know what would have happened. And then of course, the host nation Ivory Coast are through to the semifinals as well, and they are going to face DR Congo, who defeated Guinea. And then that takes us to our final quarterfinal match that took place. It was Cape Verde, my surprise package of the tournament, against South Africa, Smith Layi's surprise package of the tournament. I will say it was a very intense game. Tough match, tussle between both sides. Both sides had quality opportunities to potentially win this match. I think over the course of the game, in my opinion, Cape Verde were the better side. I honestly think so. I think that they had, they are an inexperienced team, quote unquote. They've not really been here before. So maybe they did not just know how exactly to deliver. They had so many shots. Not that many on target, but they had many shots throughout the course of the game and they had decent opportunities. But we have to give kudos to the South African goalkeeper, Ronwen Williams. He came up big when they needed him most. In the final minutes of the regulation time, a fantastic through ball, and 1v1, fantastic opportunity to score a goal. And man, the save that Williams made, at first I watched it and I thought the ball just hit the bar. I thought he just hit the bar, but when I saw the replay, and I'm like, this goalkeeper touched it. And when he got the ball back, see how he was celebrating like he had scored a goal himself. It was a very, very good save. Cape Verde had some other opportunities in the extra time to also try to take the lead, but unfortunately, it just wasn't falling for them. And then the game ended goalless, after 120 minutes, took us to the penalty shootout. And the commentators, that's the thing about commentators. There's the curse of the commentator that always happen. They were talking throughout the match about how, no goalkeeper has saved penalty throughout the tournament, no goalkeeper has saved penalty in shootout. And then Cape Verde came, and the former Man U man, Bebe, was the first to step up. And then he plays his penalty to the left, the goalkeeper makes a save. Once Bebe missed that first penalty, for my mind, I don't already talk to him about this Cape Verde, no, they're serious. South Africa gave them a chance, because South Africa too, after they scored their first penalty, they said, okay, we'll miss the next two for you to give you a chance. But Cape Verde missed their first three penalties. And I think once you miss your first three penalties in a shootout, only God can really help you to win that shootout again. And unfortunately, it didn't happen for them. South Africa, their goalkeeper ended up making 4 saves out of 5 penalties in the shootout. Fantastic penalty display. You have to give him his credit for that. And South Africa won the penalty shootout 2-1. And of course, advanced to the semifinals now to play against Nigeria. Smith Layi, your thoughts on the Cape Verde versus South Africa match?
This is actually what I expected from that game. I know that the difference in quality between Cape Verde and South Africa is not really that much. So I expect a KG game. But kudos to Ugo Bros, the coach of South Africa. I think he's the only AFCON winning coach remaining in this tournament. I don't think there's any other AFCON winning coach winning this tournament. I think it's the only AFCON winning coach winning this tournament. So former AFCON winning coach. So I think it brought his experience to play. I think that constantly it refreshing the team to make sure that tired legs to bring them out to refreshing the team, and and he also kept his first choice penalty takers on the pitch of play. So fantastic experience, game management. I actually would agree with you that Cape Verde had more shots, but I'm talking about quality shots, not the one like Baby that was playing. Baby, I don't know what Baby was doing. It was just anywhere he faced, he would play shot. Anywhere he did, maybe because he have scored one.
Looking for a screamer.
He was looking for a screamer. He was about to cross the ball, he shoot the ball. I don't know what he was doing. And one of the most experienced players in the team. So I think that the defensive quality is not really that much. You mentioned the save of the South African goalkeeper. Also, to Visinha too, his save was also a double save. Remember that
Oh,
South
yeah,
African
that
had
is
their
true.
shot cut too.
That is
So
true.
that kept
Yeah.
them in the game too. So good quality goalkeeping, and the guy that missed the opportunity for Cape Verde is Gilson Tavares. The guy played for what's it called, for Benfica B. He's not even the first team of Benfica. He played for Benfica B. Fantastic player, and good future, bright future ahead of him. So it's a game that it's like, for me, when I watched the game, I was just drinking my water with tea, just watching the game, because I knew that we will roast these two people. So it's like you want to go and buy something for Christmas. You are looking for who to select to go and use to do your fries or so. So which of them is better? Just go take okay, South Africa is better. Let's just take them and go and actually and slaughter them on Thursday, on Wednesday. So for me, good game. The best part of the game was the penalty shootout. That was it. So the other parts, not really interesting. Penalty shootout, I like the way the goalkeeper, very experienced. That is captain's performance. So when you call your captain, it's time for him to stand up to actually what he stood up for the team. So fantastic, Williams. And it was also
Amazing.
instrumental. Yeah, it was also instrumental to them even qualifying for this tournament, because when they beat Morocco 2-1 in Johannesburg, it was massive. When they beat Liberia in Monrovia too, the away leg, it was also massive for this country, for the country. So fantastic goalkeeper. He did his homework. That's why when after the game, he ran straight to the bench. That they've done their homework on Cape Verde. So well done. Kudos to them. We see them on Thursday. On Wednesday, sorry.
No, yeah. Kudos to South Africa. Unfortunately for them, now they have to face the big boys. They
Yes.
have to face Nigeria in the semi-final. Okay, so we've spoken about the quarterfinal matches. Obviously only 4 matches. We're getting closer and closer to the end of the AFCON. I wish this tournament could go on for another month, man. I wish it could go on for another month. It is so amazing, but obviously we're coming to the end. So the first semi-final is between Nigeria and South Africa. We've come so far. I know that God did not bring us this far to only bring us this far. So I think it's going to be another intense battle. This is a battle that is even beyond football. That South Africans, they don't like to lose to Nigeria in anything. It doesn't matter whether it's football or whether it's hockey, whether it's music. They don't like to lose to Nigeria. And of course, the Nigerian boys also know that that rivalry exists and we have to defeat South Africa. Some of the players that are here, they have experience doing a job against South Africa. In 2019, William Troost-Ekong scored the winner after Samuel Chukwueze had opened the scoring when we faced them in the quarterfinal of that tournament. But of course, this South African side, I think they're a quality side. Most of their players playing for Mamelodi Sundowns, so they have that chemistry that other teams don't really have. They know how each other play. They have that bond. And I think it's going to be an intense battle. But we'll save most of our thoughts for the preview that we're going to record on Nigeria South Africa. But for now, for prediction's sake, I'm going to predict a win for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I think Nigeria will defeat South Africa and go all the way to the final. I have to back my boys. Smith Layi, who do you think is going to win this match?
A close game. Nigeria to win.
Very short
time.
and sweet.
In full time, yeah.
Super Eagles, we know they do all those extra time, this thing. I mean, God, that one is for small boys. What's extra time? I want a 90 minutes. We give you, even if not one, we give you one in 90 minutes. We go and
Mhm.
rest for the next game. Okay. And then the second semi-final, we have the DRC going up against the host nations who have come back from the dead after nearly getting eliminated in the group stage, finished as the fourth best third place team.
Yeah,
We thought, oh man, they are not going to do this. They went on and defeated the defending champion, Senegal. They
yeah,
came back from the dead again in the quarterfinal match
yeah.
after going one player down and going 1-0 down. Scored in
Mhm.
the 95th minute and in the 122nd minute. Two
Mhm.
goals in stoppage time of regulation and stoppage time of extra time. They're going to be playing against DR Congo. For me, I just think that Ivory Coast have so much momentum now. I honestly just think that, the way that they've been able to claw back. I said it that after they beat Senegal, they automatically became my favorites for this tournament because with the spirit that they are showing, with the fight that they are showing, and then with the home crowd behind them, I think that even though DR Congo are a good side, the way that they like to play, allowing the other team to have possession, allowing the other team to kind of come at them a little bit and try to take their chances, I think it might just hurt them against Ivory Coast. And I'm going to predict a narrow margin win for Ivory Coast to advance to the final to face Nigeria. Smith Layi, how about you?
For me, I think I'm going to go against the form book now. I'm going to go against the bookies. I'm going to go against, I think, the Ivory Coast team. I think they were just, lucky to escape today. I think Mali had a game in their hands. But I think, you can't continue to escape like this. It's going to get to a stage that the luck will actually want to run out. So I think their luck will run out in semifinals. I think the leopards of Congo will hunt down the elephants of Ivory Coast. I think it's going to be Nigeria against DR Congo in the finals.
Hmm. I mean, I will tell you, if I had to choose, I would choose DR Congo in the final as well because I
Uh-uh.
think I think the Super Eagles can easily dispatch DR Congo. With all due respect to them, I don't think they're on our level. But
Mhm,
for me, I'm just going to stick with what I said. Ivory Coast, the way they've been able to fight back,
mhm,
fight their way back into this tournament,
mhm,
I just think that they will continue like this. I know they nearly got beat by Mali, but they
mhm,
didn't, and nearly does not kill a bird. So I'm going to give Ivory Coast the win. But yes, we had the same four predictions for the quarterfinals. We were right on all four of them. So congratulations to us. Now it's only two predictions for this semifinal. We both went with Nigeria, and then I went with Ivory Coast, went with DR Congo. Smith Lai is this close to getting his Nigeria to win prediction correct. From the Before the tournament started, Smith Lai, I have to give you your credit. You are one of the only people that really, really believed that Super Eagles will win this tournament. Even
mhm.
me, I said they will finish third.
Yeah,
By God's grace, I'm wrong. By God's grace, I'll be wrong. but
after drawing against Zimbabwe,
and Lesotho,
yes, and Lesotho,
you
and
know,
losing to
um,
Guinea.
and losing to Guinea in the warm-up match. So I
Mhm,
give you your credits. You're close to being right. I
mhm,
hope you're right.
yeah,
I hope I'm wrong with my third place finish. I
mhm,
think for me, at the very least, I'll give myself credits that we got to semifinals like I thought we'll get to the semifinal.
yeah.
But hopefully I get it wrong and the Super Eagles can win. And it will be amazing to see,
Mhm,
another 11 years after, but another 11 years after winning the 2013 AFCON, for us to win another one with this generation, the Osimes, the Ekongs, the Wobbies, it will be nice. Some players, unfortunately, are missing. Like, as the team is doing well, it pains me that, like, an Awoni is not there. It pains me. Somebody like Boniface, so I'm like, Boniface will get his chance, But
mhm,
and Awoni, I'm not to say that Awoni will not get his chance again, but I just feel like Awoni has been part of the team, that has worked
mhm,
hard in the past few years to get us to this point. And I wish he was there to celebrate this glory. I also feel bad for Wilfred Ndidi,
mhm,
because obviously Ndidi has been a key player for the team.
mhm,
Unfortunately, got injured, and now the team is not even missing him at all. you
mhm,
know. But yes, let us see how it goes in the semi-final. This Afcon, has continued to live up to the billing. Has shown the rest of the world why we Africans cherish our tournament as much as we do, and hopefully the semi-finals are just as interesting, and then the final to come as well. Smith Layi, final thoughts before we round off this episode.
So, I want to just say appreciate those that, our viewers, fantastic people. I always get the recommendations, all the comments. I always read it, Some are even like dictionary. I will still go and read it. But thank you guys for always being there, And, we also, please don't run away after AFCON. We still serve you better.
Yes,
I appreciate all of you.
once the AFCON ends, we'll switch our focus back to club football. There's a lot of club action that is happening that
Yeah.
we are just ignoring it because
Yeah.
of the AFCON. But once the
Yeah.
AFCON is done, we'll switch back to club football. And of course, there's other
Yeah.
Olympics that's potentially coming up for the Falcons.
Yes.
WAFCON as well. It's going to be an interesting year for football
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
And then for me, just my final thought, I will say, thank you very much to everyone that has been following us throughout this tournament, that has been watching, and that has been subscribing. On Eagles Tracker, I've been getting record views that we're not getting on previous videos. I was checking out Gant Football's page as well. I see that your videos now are getting some nice views.
Yes.
So thank you for everybody that is supporting, subscribing to the two channels, and we'll keep on trying to serve you the best Nigerian football content that we can. And then there's one person, I'm not going to call your name, but I know that you watch the channel, that left a comment on our page and said he will donate $2,000 to the channel if Nigeria reach the semi-final. We don't reach you. We don't reach you. So we are waiting for the notification that you've dropped the $2,000. You have to be a man of your word. So I won't call your name, but you know yourself. I know you are going to watch this episode. So yes, thank you very much. And the thing is, when people leave long comments, I think that it is a compliment, honestly.
Yeah.
Because if you don't care about what you watched or what you listened to, you're not going to take the time to leave a long comment.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's a compliment that people are enjoying what they are hearing, what they are watching, what they are saying. So we appreciate you guys. But yes, thank you for watching or listening to this episode wherever you're joining us from: YouTube, Apple, Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere that you are tuned into us. We appreciate you guys. Don't forget to engage with us. Let us know what you agree with. Let us know what you disagree with. Let us know your own predictions as well. Until next time, my name is AyoT, and my co-host is
Smith Layi. Thanks for joining.
Thank you very much.